But what is this disorder? It has a very complicated name, schizophrenia. It is essentially a condition where the person's mind becomes very, very confused. He begins to have very disturbing and very unusual ideas and thoughts. Then he begins to hear voices or see figures even when there is nobody in the room. These are called hallucinations. There are some people who believe that somebody is trying to kill them, or somebody is out to murder them, or somebody is poisoning their food. And these are called delusions.
One more very important thing is impairment of functioning. A student doesn't study well, a housewife doesn't cook well, and an officer doesn't deal with his files well. Whatever the occupation of the person, schizophrenia will not allow them to carry it out properly.
Some of these symptoms can also be found in depression and in other disorders of the mind, but it is extremely important to recognize them and to discuss them with a mental health professional, because early treatment is very, very important here.
For instance, in case of my brother, when he fell sick, we were not aware of it. It took 10 years for us to understand that he is suffering from mental illness. And the 10 years are very crucial. And today, what personality he has is very different from his original self. So this is very important to treat the patient early.
We still do not know what exactly causes schizophrenia. In fact, that is why it becomes more difficult to treat the condition.
Somebody who doesn't have any gene for schizophrenia may not get schizophrenia whatever happens to him in life. And someone who is heavily loaded with the genes for schizophrenia may get schizophrenia even if things are all right, nothing goes wrong in his life.
So genes are important.
Second, malnutrition has been shown to be one of the important causes contributing to schizophrenia, because the nutrition the child receives determines the health of the brain as they grow up. And in some people, ganja, cannabis can trigger schizophrenia. I said trigger, not cause. But what do we know? The person is liable to get schizophrenia till it is triggered. There are no tests to say who is going to get schizophrenia and who won't. So, if 1,000 boys smoke cannabis, one may get pushed into schizophrenia.
Treatment of schizophrenia consists of many aspects. One is medicines. These medicines act at the level of the brain and they correct the imbalance of neurochemicals which occurs in the brain.
It's very common, especially in this country, that once the patient is a little better, everybody is out to attack the medicines and throw it away. And schizophrenia being a chronic condition, the patient invariably relapses. Unfortunately, the second attempt at treatment may not bring the same success as the first one.
No, in between I stopped because see, after my recovery, I used to get some big head. That now I am cured, so now I am not doing any bad practices. So the medicines can be taken away. Like that, I was thinking in between. So I used to give up. When you discontinue medication, what happens? All the progress which you make till now get nullified within a few days, because inside your mind you will know that what you are happening is not correct because you left medication, but you will be exhibiting symptoms which are beyond your control. You will be speaking to yourself. You will sincerely believe that somebody is speaking to you, but nobody will be there. Like that, some problem with the mind will play games with you.
So, treatment has to be continued, usually for life, hopefully at the lowest dose possible.
The other very important aspect of treatment is psychosocial rehabilitation, which enables the individual to get back into society or get back into the community.
It is very important to put them in a job, in a constructive activity. We started thinking of some gainful employment for them, and we started a shop. in which we started putting them. And we felt that gradually they have improved because people are talking to them with respect.
Overall 10 years I have been working in the shop. Yes, it's giving me self-confidence. I've become very passionate. I never knew that shopkeeping, I'm so good at shopkeeping. Suddenly I found that I'm good in shopkeeping, so it keeps me going. In a mentally ill situation, people think inward. They go within deep. அப்படியே அதே thinking பண்ணிட்டே இருப்பாங்க. So to come out of that, you have to socialize and you have to mingle with the people. But still, there may be some people who may attach some stigma on us. But over a time, they will also understand us much better. Like we understand them, they will also understand us.
The stigma of mental illness has been going on for years and years and years.
Stigma, like we were looking for a place for Asha, it was so difficult to find one. The moment they say, they don't mind giving to anywhere, like hostels and all that. But if we say we are keeping people, they have a lot of misconception, They feel that people with mental illness are violent.
There is enough evidence from research in India that violence among the mentally ill or among persons with schizophrenia is even lower than the violence that we see now among the so-called normal people.
First of all, the families itself are stigmatized. They don't want to come to the terms with the fact that they are ill.
And even once the person develops mental disorders, the families don't talk to anybody about it because again, they are afraid that the wider society will come to know about it and will isolate them. Therefore, stigma is something that needs to be tackled at a personal level and at the level of society, where we have to tell people that this is only a disorder of the brain. It is not because of black magic or karma or whatever. It's a neurochemical disorder of the brain, just like any other disorders, and therefore there is no need to stigmatize this disorder so much.